Okay, check. Can you hear my voice? Oke, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Hey, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Parallel Session of the International Conference on Advancement in Data Science, E-Learning and Information System, or ICADEIS 2025. So before we begin our session today, I'd like to open the session with a pantun, yeah, because it has been our tradition that we open and close a ceremony with a pantun. Okay, ubur-ubur ikan lele. Oke, semua hidup di dalam air. Oke, salam hangat untuk semua presenter. Eh, Mari kita menginspirasi dan memulai seminar internasional ICADEIS pada hari ini. Okay, my name is Widia Resdiana, and I'm very honored to serve as the moderator for the session. Today, we have a series of remarkable presentation that will explore time series prediction. Before we begin, allow me to outline the format for the session. Each presenter will have 10 minutes to deliver their presentation. Okay, she or he has a maximum of 10 minutes to present. At the 8th minute, there will be a reminder that there are 2 minutes left. At the 10th minute, I will state that time is up. Okay? Okay, so your presentation will be followed by a 5 minute of question and answer segment. Okay, so we have a 15 minutes for presenter for this Q&A session, but it can be extended to 20 minutes if needed. So I kindly ask all attendees to hold their questions until the Q&A session. If a presenter is not ready to present within 1 minute of their scheduled time, we will proceed with the next presenter. The presenter who is not ready will be rescheduled to present at the end of the session after all other presenters have finished. Okay, during other presentation sessions, please mute your microphone unless permitted to speak. Okay, now I'd like to remind all presenters to change your display name, but I have seen that you have changed it into your paper ID followed by your full name. Okay. Please make sure to use official virtual background provided for the session. This helps maintain a consistent and professional appearance throughout the event. Okay, now without further ado, let us welcome our first presenter, Miss, is it right? It's a Miss, right? Miss Osa Nastiar Maulani. Okay, so she will present. Let me check first. Okay, Miss Osa Maulani will present the paper entitled Modeling of Significant Wave High Time Series Prediction using Cat Boost with a case study in Pacitan, Indonesia. Okay.
Thank you, Widia.
Okay, so Miss Osa, you have 10 minutes, yeah? Okay, you can start now.
Thank you, Miss Widia, and now I will present.
Miss Osa, can you check
The
your microphone? Because we cannot hear your voice very well.
oh, wait,
Can you hear?
yes, I hear.
Yeah.
Can you
Oh,
hear me?
can you speak louder, please?
Can you hear me?
Okay.
Wait,
Please.
wait a minute. Maybe my microphone has problem. Okay. Hear me now?
Iya, bisa lebih keras lagi suaranya. Can you speak louder?
Good morning, everyone.
Morning.
My name is Osana Sirmolani from Telkom University, and this our research titled Modeling of Significant Wave Height Time Series Prediction using CAPUS with a case study in Pacitan, Indonesia. Uh, in collaboration is a collaboration with Mr. Didit Aditya from Telkom University Bandung and Mr. Hendy Birowo from PLN Research Institute and Mr. Indra Aditya from PLN Research Institute Jakarta. And now we are going to the MOOC presentation. Okay, there are has several content lists. For one, introduction. Two, related work and research contribution. Three, methodology. Four, web hack data. And five, result and analysis. And last, conclusion. Okay, for introduction, the problem of web hack prediction is challenging due to its nonlinear complexity. Numerical and statistical methods have limitation in this regard. The solution is the use of machine learning method, specifically CATBUS, which is capable of processing large data set, handling nonlinear complexity, and reducing the risk of overfitting and thus providing more accurate and efficient web hack prediction. This research is conducted using webhack data from Pacitan Beach, Indonesia, to improve prediction accuracy and provide valuable insight for local coastal management. In related work, in 2020, Swan et al. Used Swan LSTM for web prediction at 1 and 6 hour intervals. In the same year, Aditya et al. Applied GRNN, achieving a high accuracy CC 0 to 0.92 and RMSE 0.13. In the same year, Gupta et al. Highlight the superiority of LSTM in temporal pattern, but a high computational cost. In 2020, Wong et al. Used ADABUS to improve the efficiency of servo system and DP ADABUS for aircraft cable damage diagnosis. In 2014, Shen et al. Found a gradient boosting algorithm named XGBoost. And 2017, Yandex et al. Found a gradient boosting algorithm called CatBoost. For research contribution, this study used CatBoost to forecast web height at Pacitan Beach, utilizing 9 years of high-resolution web data. The CatBoost model is then compared with ADBoost and XGBoost, and the results show that CatBoost has superior accuracy, efficiency, and robustness in handling complex web dynamic at a regional scale. Okay, for the methodology, the process start, and the high resolution web data, Swan simulation is retrieved, and three, pre-processing. The data set is processed to be ready for use. And next, machine learning algorithm are trained and optimized. And next, for evaluation, model performance is evaluated with specific metric. And if the accuracy is good enough, continue. And if not, readjustment with hyperparameter tuning. And when accuracy is good enough, trained algorithm ready for use and the process is end. Okay, for web hack data, this research used web data from Pacitan East Java, Indonesia, obtained through high-resolution swan model simulation. This simulation conducted over three nested domains, span January 2015 to January 2024, with a 1.5-hour temporal grid. The dataset was split into 80% training and 20% testing. Okay, for result analysis, for point A, training data line sensitivity. The three scenario use scenario one from 1 year in 2022 and scenario two 2 years from 2021 until 2022 and scenario three 8 years from 2015 until 2022. The year scenario provides the best result with R square 0.9986 and RMSE 0.0121, indicating the highest accuracy and conclusion. The CATBoost model with 8 years of data offers the most accurate forecasting. Okay, 4.B, prediction line sensitivity. The purpose of this study was to evaluate the improvement of the CATBoost model in web forecasting over various predictions, periods 1, 3, 5, and 7 days, and compare it with AdaBoost and XGBoost. The conclusion drawn from the result is that CATBoost outperformed the other model, achieving a lower LMSA of 0.0121 and a higher R-square of 0.9986, demonstrating the best performance for 14-day wave hack prediction compared to XGBoost and AdaBoost. Okay, for uh, in this picture, CATBoost outperform XGBoost and AdaBoost in accuracy and consistency, providing stable prediction, especially a peak and valley point, unlike the other model, which understatement wave height CATBoost accurately reflect the wave pattern influenced by cyclonic activity in the southern Indian Ocean, capturing the real environmental condition at Pacitan Beach. 4.C CATBoost time series model. CATBoost saw the best performance in 40-day high wave prediction with RMSE 0.0121 and R-square 0.9986, outperforming XGBoost and AdaBoost. Hyperparameter tuning improved the accuracy of CATBoost, making it the most accurate model for high wave prediction. 4.B, optimization parameter. Hyperparameter tuning use grid search to optimize model performance. For CATBoost, the best parameter were 1000 iteration learning rate, 0.2 and depth of 4, and L2 life rate 5. The optimal setting of AdaBoost are 300 and estimator and learning rate 0.3, while XGBoost perform best with 100 as estimator and learning rate 0.5 and max depth 2. Okay, for conclusion, this forecast wave hack using CATBoost, XGBoost, and AdaBoost with 9 years of Pacitan Indonesia, 8 years training, and 1 year testing. CATBoost achieved the accuracy on 14 RMSA 0.0121 and R-square 0.9986 and outperforming XGBoost RMSA 0.0155 and R-square 0.9975 and AdaBoost RMSE 0.0225 and R-square 0.9925. CATBoost effectively capture complex patterns, including cyclonic event, and future research self-test is adaptability in older region, extreme weather condition, and real-time monitoring system. Okay, that's all my presentation. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Miss Asta, for the very insightful presentation. Okay, now let's move on to our question and answer session. So if everyone here has a question, uh, you can go to the raise hand button there. Yeah.
Miss, I wanna
Any
ask.
question, anyone?
I wanna ask question.
I wanna ask Miss.
Okay, please. Miss Namira.
Yeah. Can I start now?
Yes, please.
Okay. First, hi, Miss Osa. Great presentation. Previously, let me introduce myself. I'm Namira, one of the speakers at ICADEIS 2025. May I ask about what are the benefits of using high-resolution wave data for forecasting in coastal regions? Thank you.
Okay, Namira. I will answer your question. For benefit to high resolution web data, provide more detailed insight into web behavior, improving the accuracy and reliability prediction, particularly for coastal areas prone to extreme or maybe even um,
Is it clear, Miss Namira?
Thank you for your answer.
Okay, thank you for the question, Miss Namira. So, is there any other question?
I have a question,
I
Miss.
wanna ask Miss.
Okay, please press the raise hand button first before you ask question. Press the raise hand button before you ask question. The raise hand button. Okay.
Okay, so my name is Imam Manugraha from Telkom University. So I
Mm-hmm.
have two questions
Okay.
for Osa. First is, in what ways does the proposed GetBoost model enhance predictive accuracy compared to traditional numerical and statistical approaches? And the second is, how does this research improve upon previous method used for web height prediction? So that's it, my question. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Imam. Yeah, please, Miss Osa, you can answer the question.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Imam. I will answer your question for second question. For first question. For first question, CapGOOS improves predictive accuracy by preventing data from order boosting and reducing overfitting. L2 regularization, handling nonlinear wave interaction better than statistical method, and offering faster training than numerical models. It achieved RMSA 1 to 1 and outperforming XGBoost 0.0155 and ADBoost 0.0225. Okay, for the second question, I will answer your question. This result improved previous method by using CatBoost for higher accuracy, leveraging high resolution one data, optimizing a hyperparameter with research, and evaluating training duration 1, 2, and 8 years. The 8 year dataset achieved the best result for proving long-term training effectiveness. Okay.
Okay, so Miss Osa has answered both questions.
Yes.
Okay, so what do you think, Mr. Imam? Would you like to clarify some more?
I think the answer is clear enough for me. Thank you.
Okay, so one more question. Okay, so because the time is up for Miss Osa presenting her paper, I think it is the end for the first presenter. Okay, please everyone give a very warm applause for Miss Osa.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, now let's move on to our second presenter of today. Okay, the second presenter is Mr. Imam Akbar Nugraha, and the paper entitled Prediction of Weight Height Time Series Using Temporal Convolutional Network Approach, a case study in Pacitan, Indonesia. Okay, Mr. Imam, the time is yours.
Okay, thank you, Miss Widia. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, everyone. First of all, in this insightful session of the 2025 International Conference on Advancement in Data Science, E-Learning and Information System, allow me to thanks for this opportunity that given to us for present the article with the title Prediction of Wave Height Time Series Using Temporal Convolutional Network, a case study in Pacitan, Indonesia. The second section, let me introduce the speaker and the author team. The speaker today, I am Imam Akbar Nugraha from Telkom University, and the authors team are Mr. Didit Aditya from Telkom University, Mr. Henry Birowo Dwi Hananto, and Mr. Indra Ardana Yuda Aditya from General Division PLN Research Institute. Here is the content list in this presentation. 1. Introduction. 2. Objective of the project. 3. Technique and model. 4. Research methodology. 5. Result and analysis. 6. Conclusion. So let's start with the introduction. Nowadays, due to climate change, cause high wave in water area, especially in tropical and subtropical area. This condition increases the risk for ships that sail in the water, as happened in the Pacitan Bay region, East Java, Indonesia, which is a tropical region that dominantly consisting of high wave generated in the Indian Ocean. Pacitan Bay has an important role as it serves as a route or stopover for coal-carrying barges, especially when facing bad weather conditions or high waves. So to solve this problem, we conducted a study to create a high wave prediction using temporal convolutional networks for mitigating risk and assisting in planning maritime activities in Pacitan Bay coastal region. Here is the objective of the project. First, design a wave height forecasting model with a temporal convolutional network. Second, improve forecasting accuracy compared to other deep learning model, such as convolutional neural network and transformer. Third is provide accurate forecasting to support coastal activities in Pacitan Bay, especially to optimize coal barge route planning. Technique and model. First is wave height forecasting. Wave height forecasts are used to support navigation, safety, and maritime planning in water area. Traditional methods were initially used for prediction modeling, but faced problem in reading complex data patterns. So as a solution, in recent years, machine learning models, for example, convolution LSTM by Tao Song et al. In 2022, and general regression neural network by V. Giuliani et al. In 2020, improve prediction performance, but also struggle with long-term data dependency. In this research, we use temporal convolutional network, which can be a solution to the limitation of recent machine learning in capturing long-term relationship for more accurate forecasting. The following is the architecture of the TCN's model. So the process starts from the input layer, that is the yellow nodes, which represent wave height data at a specific time. This data is sent to the first convolution layer, shown as blue nodes, where the model starts recognizing pattern in the data by looking at the relationship between types. Each node in the blue layer is connected to several previous nodes using some convolution by dilation. as shown by the black arrow lines. This technique allows the model to capture long-term patterns without having to add many layers, making it more efficient in recognizing wave train. Finally, the result of this process reaches the output layer, shown by the green dots, where the model generates prediction of future wave heights. Research and methodology. First, we're using the Swan wave model to obtain high-resolution wave data. Second, we perform data pre-processing. Third, we perform data splitting in several scenarios. Fourth, we conduct forecasting for 21 days as a test of scenario of splitting data. Fifth, we will evaluate the result. If the prediction accuracy is not as expected, hyperparameter tuning adjustment is performed. Sixth, evaluation is done with a prediction horizon scenario of 3 until 21 days. And the last is the performance of TCN model is compared with transformer and CNN using RMSE and R-squared. Okay, so here's the wave data generation process. This study utilizes high-resolution wave data obtained through wave downscaling in the coastal area of Pacitan, East Java, Indonesia. The simulation was performed continuously for 9 years using Swan wave model, incorporating global wind data source from era 5 by ECMWF. The simulation occurs within 3 nested domains. They are global domain, intermediate domain, and local domain. Subsequently, the local domain, which has a high wave resolution, will be extracted to produce a wave height dataset. So here is the data splitting process. So after we get the dataset, we divide data or perform splitting data into training and testing data. 3 scenarios of training data were used are 1 year, 3 year, and 5 year, while the testing data is about 1 year. This scenario selection based on efficiency quotient consideration and computing power limitation. This approach aims to determine the optimal length of training data for forecasting. To test this scenario, we conduct forecasting for 21 days using default parameters. Result and analysis. So let's start with the train data length sensitivity test. As described on the table, the results show that the 5-year training data, the results shown that the 5-year training dataset produced optimal result, exhibiting the highest R-square and the lowest RMSE across all models. So it is the hyperparameter tuning impact. In this study, 2 hyperparameter tuning algorithms are used. They are random search and Keras-Tuner. Random search was chosen for TCN and CNN because these 2 models have a simple structure. In contrast, the transformer model has a more complex architecture, which require heavy computation with Keras-Tuner. With Keras-Tuner, hyperparameter tuning is done adaptively. The result in the table illustrate the performance enhancement of
Your
3 models
2 minutes left.
after applying hyperparameter. The
Excuse me,
R-square value climbed while the RMSA value fell.
excuse me, Mr. Imam. Your time is 2 minutes left.
Okay,
Thank
signifying
you.
enhanced predictive accuracy for each model. At the final stage, we perform 3, 7, 14, and 21-day forecasting to compare the performance of each model. As shown in the table, which indicate that the TCM model consistently exhibit the most excellent R-square value relative to the transformer and CNN. The following is a plot between the 3 models. Left side is CNN, right side is transformer, and bottom side is TCN, where the plot shows that the TCN prediction plot is more accurate than the CNN and transformer plots. Conclusion: wave height forecasting using TCN show better performance than other deep learning model, such as CNN and transformer. And then the 5-year training data gave the most accurate result and was used for hyperparameter optimization. And then the best performance was achieved in 3 days for testing with TCN. And the last is larger datasets and comparison with another model such as boosting model like XGBoost may find new insight in future research. So that's it, my presentation. Thank you very much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you very much, Mr. Imam. It's a very great presentation. Yeah, right on time. And now let's proceed to our next question and answer session. So if everyone would like to ask question, please push the raise hand button so we can assign you to ask question. So we have, I cannot see on the screen. I only see Imam Akbar. On the first presenter, I can see the person who give question, but now I cannot see. I only see Imam. Okay. Okay. Okay, me, Taika, please ask away.
Okay, thank you very much, Mrs. Widia.
Mhm.
For Mr. Imam, so this is question from me. First of all, let me introduce myself. My name is Sheikha Amira Dikrena. You can call me Sheikha for short. Based on the final result table, there are R squared and RMS E with scores for all models, right? Why do all models produce very high accuracy, especially the TCN model, which has a score of 0.0170? Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Imam, you can address this question.
Okay, thanks for the question, Ms. Saiha. Okay, so the answer is first, forecasting result can be very accurate if the data in every year has the same pattern. Okay, let me show you.
Mhm.
Okay, if we look at the data set in this study, this data has almost the same pattern every year. So the prediction model can estimate the future based on patterns that have occurred repeatedly in every year, which causes the prediction result to be high. So the second answer is because in this study, okay, wait a minute. Because in this study, the predictions start with a non-extreme pattern of testing data. So testing data that is stable and doesn't have drastic spike or drops allow the model to work more optimally because it doesn't need to adjust for sudden changes that are difficult to predict. So that's the answer.
Okay, Miss Saika. So would you like to clarify something?
I think that's enough. Thank you very much for the answers.
Okay, thank you for the question. Okay, let's move on to the second question from Miss Osa. Okay, please.
Okay, I want to ask you something, but first question. What are the problems encountered in the research so that you're choosing option 1, 3, and 5 years for the data splitting scenario, where you could have chosen longer scenarios such as 3, 5, and 8 years? And the second question, related to hyperparameter tuning, where you explain that in this research you use Keras tuner for the transformer model because Keras tuner is suitable for model that have complex architecture. The question is what makes the Karasturner algorithm can handle training model with complex architecture? Enough.
Okay, thank you. It's a very good question, Miss Osa. Okay, Mr. Iman, the time
Okay,
is yours.
so there is two questions, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the first question is what are the problem encountered in this research so that we choosing option 1, 3, and 5 years for the data splitting scenario, right? Okay, so the answer for the first question, the main problem is caused by the heavy computational power generated from the program, which is not suitable for the device we are running because the device we use is a laptop. So this causes problem in the training process when applying hyperparameter tuning. Because in the previous scenario, that is 2, 4, and 8 years, especially in the 8-year scenario, all models, TCN, CNN, and transformer require a very long training duration, especially transformer that have complex architecture. So this problem limit us to explore more deeply from the three models, forcing us to look for other option for data splitting scenario.
I'm
Therefore,
sorry, can you explain in brief? Because the time is up. Can you make the one sentence to conclude all the question?
okay, so uh, the conclusion is because for the first question is because the problem is because why we choose the 1, 3, and 5 years is because the power computation that have limitation in our device. And then in the second question is because Kerasner has
Sorry,
adaptive processing.
sorry, Mr. Imam and Miss Osa, the time is up. Maybe Miss Osa can approach Mr. Imam after this session. Okay?
Okay, okay,
Okay, because we have other three presenters that will uh, yeah, give their uh, performance. Okay, so let's give a warm applause to Mr. Imam for his interesting and great presentation.
okay. Thank you, Miss Vidya.
Okay, thank you. Now let's proceed to our third presenter for today. Okay, so Mr. Rifki Abdillah is the third presenter, and his paper entitled "Click Count Forecasting with Bidirectional LSTM and Temporal Feature Fusion." So, Mr. Rifki, are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay, so the time is yours.
Okay,
Hmm?
can you see my screen?
Yes,
Okay,
clearly.
wait a minute. Hmm, Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. It's an honor to be here at the International Conference on Advancement in Data Science, E-Learning, and Information System. My name is Rifki Abdillah, and today I'm excited to present our work with the title Click Count Forecasting with Bidirectional LSTM and Temporal Feature Fusions. In these presentations, I will share how advanced machine learning techniques can improve click-on prediction by combining bidirectional LSTM and temporal features, offering practical application in areas like digital marketing and e-commerce. And thank you for this opportunity, and let's dive right in. Okay, we will start about the background. The online advertising plays a crucial role in the digital economy, where metrics such as impressions, clicks, and CTR and conversions are essential for measuring campaign success. Among these, click counts are particularly important for assessing effectiveness and optimizing advertising strategies. And Accurately forecasting click counts enables advertisers to allocate budgets more efficiently, improve targeting strategies, and enhance overall campaign performance. However, achieving reliable prediction can be challenging to do the dynamic and the time-dependent nature of online user behaviors, requiring a robust method to address these complexities. Traditional models like ARIMA and GLM have been widely used for forecasting linear data. However, they struggle to handle the nonlinear data interaction, and these models fail to capture complex temporal relationships influenced by factors such as attributes, time of day, or seasonality. In contrast, machine learning techniques, particularly long LSTM, have demonstrated significant potential in modeling sequential and time-dependent data, making them a compelling choice for addressing these challenges. There are several studies before my study. The several studies have explored method for online advertising and click-on forecasting. Zoe in 2023 investigated the traditional machine learning models such as logistic regression, SPM, and decision tree. And the research highlighting their performance on structured dataset. In 2022, Jay Sangni focused on the ensemble learning approach, including XGBoost, random forest, and LightGBM, which demonstrated improving accuracy and robustness in predicting click-on behavior by leveraging advanced boosting and bagging technique. The studies provide a foundation for understanding the strengths and limitation existing method while motivating the exploration of deep learning techniques like LSTM for enhanced predictive capabilities. And the proposed method builds on prior research demonstrating the effectiveness of bidirectional STM and temporal feature vision. In 2021, Abdul Jabbar showcased the potential of bidirectional STM on traffic predictions, achieving notable accuracy in handling sequential and time-dependent data. And similarly, in 2023, Lutfi applied bidirectional STM to predict power consumptions, further validating its versatility across domains. In addition, temporal feature visions have been investigated by he in 2021, who demonstrated that incorporating temporal feature vision technique significantly enhanced predictive performance by effectively integrating complex temporal and contextual data. The studies highlight the strength of combining bidirectional STM and temporal feature visions, making them an ideal choice for advancing click count forecasting. So this is the dataset that we use in our research. The dataset is obtained from Shopee. This dataset includes key metrics related to online advertising and click behaviors, such as ads view, CTR, cost, and others variable. During the pre-processing phase, missing value were handled to ensure the data completeness, and normalization techniques were applied to scale the features appropriately. The steps were crucial for preparing the data for effective modeling and analysis. In the study, feature vision were applied to improve the model's predictive performance by integrating multiple input features. The first approach was concatenation, where the individual features were merged to create a more extensive feature set. The second approach is weighted sum, involves assigning weights to each features and calculating the weighted sum to generate a composite feature vector. And finally, the last method is interaction terms were created by multiplying pairs of features believed to have significantly relationships such as view and click percentage. The strategies allow the models to capture complex relationships and dependencies, enhancing its ability to make accurate predictions. And bidirectional LSTM, it extends the standard LSTM by processing sequential data in both forward and backward directions. This allows the models to capture the context from the entire sequence. In the forward direction, the LSTM generates hidden steps from the past time steps, while in the backward direction, it generates hidden steps from the future time step. And the final output is a combination both of forward and backward the hidden state. And this is the experiment result. The experiment were conducted using the dataset collected from for December until 31 December, totaling 336 data points and 6 distinct labels for forecasting. And this is the result. The performance of various model was evaluated based on the kinematics such as MSE, RMSE, and MAE, and R-square score. Among the traditional models, polynomial regression shows the poorest performance with a high MSE and a negative R-square score. On the other hand, random forest regressions outperform other traditional model with R-square score, with high R-square score and relatively low error metric.
So Rifki, your time is 2 minutes left.
Okay. Among these machine learning models, unidirectional LSTM performed decently with R-square score is 0.82, but the bidirectional LSTM model outperformed all others with the best result. An MSE is 3.33, RMSE is 1.82, and R-square score is 0.86. So in the next result is about the features combination. In the study, different features fusion strategies were applied to bidirectional STM models to assess their impact on predicted performance, uh, where the interaction terms improve the model's accuracy, resulting the lowest MSE is 2.73 and the highest R-square score is 0.88, outperforming all the other feature fusion strategies. And this is demonstrates the value of interaction terms in capturing more complex relationship between features and prediction. So this is the conclusion of our result. Bidirectional STM established a robust and accurate tool for forecasting click count, performing well-established model like ARIMA and polynomial regressions. And interaction terms result the best performance across all evolution metrics, achieving R-square score is 0.88 and highlighting the importance of capturing complex relationship between features and the effectiveness of the bidirectional STM depends heavily on quality and size of the dataset. A smaller as or less diverse dataset can hinder its ability to model complex temporal patterns. And thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Rifki. Just right on time. Okay, so thank you for your wonderful presentation. Now let's move on to our question and answer session. Okay, so anyone would like to ask question, you can push the raise hand button. Yeah. Okay. Perhaps I would like to ask question to Mr. Rifki. Okay. Since there is no one is raising their hands, Mr. Rifki, can you hear me?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So I'd like to ask you, how does the bidirectional LSTM model improve forecasting accuracy compared to like ARIMA and polynomial regression in online advertising click prediction? Maybe you are aware of ARIMA or polynomial or other methods. How can you compare them?
Okay. First of all, we compare the models using MSE, RMSE, and MAE and R-square score. So bidirectional STM have the best performance because it's, as I say, it's processing the sequential data both in backward direction and forward directions, and the combinations makes the LSTM is the better performance from the standard LSTM. I think it's the the result become best than the unidirectional LSTM and the traditional machine learning models.
Oh, I see. Okay. Thank you. It's very interesting, actually. So, is there anyone else who'd like to ask question to Mr. Rifki? All right, then, because there is no questions, no other questions, I would like to end Mr. Rifki's session for now. Let's give a round of applause to Mr. Rifki, everyone. Yeah.
Thank you, Miss Widia.
Okay, you're welcome. Okay, now let's proceed to our fourth presenter in this session. She is Miss Maimuna, right? Okay, so Miss Maimuna uh,
Yes.
will present her paper entitled A Statistical Temporal Framework for Evaluating Missing Value Imputation on Daily Waste Data. Okay, Miss Maimuna, the time is yours.
Okay, thank you, Miss Widia. Okay. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for the opportunity. My name is Maimuna. With my team, Mr. Joko Lianto Buliali and Mr. Ahmad Saiku, we come from Institut Teknologi 10 November Surabaya. And at this time, I will present about my research with the title Statistical Temporal Framework for Evaluating Missing Value Imputation on Daily Waste Data. Time series data plays issues or human error. Missing data reduce quality, bias analysis, and complicate conclusion, especially in time series with irregular pattern and dependency. Imputation method from mean replacement to advanced technique like Kalman filter and ARIMA often like through evaluation. Metric like MAPE or R-square only measure aggregate error and ignore deeper effect on data properties. So to improve this, the statistical temporal evaluation framework, STEP, evaluate imputation methods through distribution analysis, independent and identically analysis, and time-like analysis. For this result, the goals are the first to examine the missing value imputation on daily use data, and the second is to analyze the best performing missing value imputation method using STEP. For the contribution, this study proposed new framework, namely Statistical Temporal Evaluation Framework, STEP, which is comprehensive, evaluate the missing value method through three main dimensions: statistical distribution analysis, independent and identically distribution, IID, and time-like analysis, TLA. For the related research, there are main ways to deal with missing value. The first is delete the record, inputting the values, and then conventional method by ignore, delete, or mean or mod imputation. And the third is statistical technique and machine learning technique. Handling missing value in time series data can be achieved using several study, deletion, imputation, interpolation, smoothing, regression, and machine learning. Handling missing value is often performed on univariate time series data. And the application on missing value ending, there are wastewater monitoring system, landfill gas modeling, water quality prediction system, climate time series, and etc. For this research, and the method is the first data preparation. The data used to daily waste data from Banyurip, landfill Magelang City with period 2019 until 2022 with missing value handling applied to Depot Maluku with 1,457 record with 7.48% missing. And then missing value identification and short longest time gap if there are yes, and then we get actual data, and then we determine missing rate with 5%, 10%, 20%, and 30% of 250 data point were randomly missing. The imputation was performed using linear interpolation, polynomial interpolation, nearest neighbor, Kalman filtering, and polynomial regression across 30 trials. And the next stage is we get metric evaluation. The best imputation method was evaluated using R-square, MSE, RMSE, MAE, and MAP based on the highest R-square and lower errors average with a standard error. And the last stage is analysis result by data distribution analysis, IID analysis, and time-lag analysis. In the experiment, we can the data with missing value. In table 1, there are missing value. We can in the first of data, middle of the data, or the end of the data. And with the method imputation, we can get the evaluation metric for each missing rate, and then we can get the linear interpolation as the best performing imputation method, like in table 2 with evaluation metric. For the analysis, the first is data distribution analysis. We can use the descriptive statistic. The input data closely match the actual data in mean, median, standard deviation, and distribution shape, preserving central tendency and variability. While interpolation cannot replicate extreme value, it effectively maintains the overall data distribution, demonstrating strong performance for inputting missing value. And the second analysis is IID analysis. The IID properties of the input data were evaluated using Kolmogorov-Smirnov test with a statistic 0.0139 with the p-value is 1, and the Durbin-Watson test with the statistic is 2. Both tests confirm that linear interpolation preserve the data's distribution and independent. And the third analysis is time-lag analysis. We use the autocorrelation function plot, show that the linear interpolation preserve the temporal pattern of actual data with no significant difference found. While effective for simple pattern, combining it with advanced method may be needed for more complex data. So the conclusion from this research is this study identify linear interpolation as the best imputation method, achieving the highest R-square and the lowest error metric across all missing rate. The step approach ensure both metric accuracy and data integrity, with plan to explore machine learning for imputation next. That's about my presentation from my research. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Miss Maimunah. Just right on time again. Okay, now let's proceed to our question and answer session. If anyone would like to ask question, you can push the raise hand button there. Yeah. Okay. So while we are waiting for question, allow me to ask question. Yeah, Miss Maimunah.
Yes.
Okay, so I would like to know what are the challenges that your team faced in imputing missing values in the daily waste, and how does the proposed framework address them?
Okay, thank you for the question, Miss Vidya. The challenges is the first is about missing value because there are in daily with data missing value and then consecutive missing value. This in my data or with data there are the missing value because if the missing value, for example, to delete, there are bias conclusion or the analysis is not accurate. So in the first, we try to input missing value. The first about the single missing value with the imputation method. There are 5 methods: polynomial interpolation, linear interpolation, KNN, regression in polynomial regression, and Kalman filtering. And from the result, the best method is linear interpolation. In my uh, result, there are two problem with the best method is KNN, but if we validate the data, there are the input data is the same. Yeah. So we evaluate with the 3 analysis: IID analysis, distribution analysis, and time lag analysis. And then for the research, uh, just the use R square, MAPE, or MSE, and the my research we propose about new framework with name statistical evaluate a framework analysis with 3 analysis. There are distribution analysis, IID analysis, and time lag analysis. That's Miss Vidya.
Okay, it's a very great explanation. Thank you very much.
Thank
Is
you.
there any other question? Okay. Okay, so with that said, we don't have any more question. I think this is the end of Miss Maimunah presentation. Please, everyone, give her a warm applause.
Thank you.
Thank you. Now let's move on. Our last but not least presenter, Mr. Raihan Fatul Bayan. Okay. So
Okay.
the title for his paper is Implementation of Camel Algorithm Support Vector Machine in Predicting Angiotensin Converting Enzyme or ACE inhibitor as anti-hypertensive agent. Okay, Mr. Raihan, are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay, can you speak up a little bit louder?
Okay.
Yeah.
Hello,
Time
hello.
is yours.
Okay. Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you
Waalaikumsalam.
for attending. I am Rahan Fatulban, and today I will present my study on the...
I'm so sorry, Mr. Raihan. Could
Yeah?
you speak louder, please?
Okay, wait,
Maybe
wait.
there is, maybe you can put your mic a little bit closer.
Okay,
Yes, thank
it is
you.
better?
Yeah.
Okay. Today I will present my study on the implementation of Camel algorithm, support vector machine, and predicting ACE inhibitors as antihypertensive agents. And this research was conducted at the School of Computing, Telkom University, under the guidance of Mr. Isman Kurniawan, the corresponding author. Okay, in this presentation, I will explain several main parts, namely the introduction, material and methods, result, and conclusion. Okay, let's go to the introduction. Hypertension or high blood pressure is a serious disease that is the leading cause of death in the world. Every year, more than 10.4 million people die from this disease. And by 2020, it is estimated that more than 1.13 billion people in the world suffer from hypertension. And the cause of hypertension are divided into two categories. The first category is fixed factors such as age, genetics, and gender, and modifiable factors such as lifestyle, weight, stress, and excess consumption. Okay, role of ACE in hypertension is angiotensin converting enzyme plays an important role in the renin-angiotensin aldosterone system, and which regulates blood pressure and body fluid balance. And ACE inhibitors, the function of ACE are convert angiotensin 1 to angiotensin 2, and angiotensin 2 causes narrowing of blood vessel, which is increased blood pressure. And ACE inhibitors are drugs that block the action of ACE, so that the production of angiotensin 2 is reduced and blood pressure is controlled. Okay, next to material and methods. And this study used 255 compounds with ACE inhibitor activity in Rhetus norvegicus, and data was obtained from the CHEMBL database and represented in SMILES notation and converted to SDF format for further analysis. And IC50 values were then converted into PIC50 for user modeling. And these data were then screened and divided into 70% and 70% training data and 30% for testing data. Okay, next to feature selection with Camel algorithm. Camel algorithm is a feature selection method that aims to improve the accuracy of the model while reducing the number of irrelevant features. Some of the key parameters in these algorithms are population size, burden factor, supply, and endurance. And all these parameters affect the performance of the algorithms in selecting the best feature for the prediction model. And next, prediction model with SVM or super vector machine. And to build a prediction model, this research uses SVM. SVM work by finding the optimal hyperplane that separates the data into two or more classes. And three types of SVM kernel are used in this study. The kernel is linear and radial basis function or RBF and polynomial. For the model to work optimally, hyperparameter tuning is performed using grid search with cross validation. Okay, next model validation to measure how well the model predicts new data. Two types of validation are used in this study. The first one is internal validation to see if the model is overfitting the training data, and external validation to measure the model's ability to predict data that has never been seen before. And some of the metric used like R squared, Q squared, and the others to ensure that prediction results are accurate and reliable. Okay, next to the experiment result. The result of feature selection using Camel algorithm improved the model performance significantly. and linear kernel improved 16%, RBF kernel improved by 8.9%, and polynomial kernel improved by 5.8%. And these results show that Camel algorithm is very effective in selecting relevant feature, especially for model with simple kernels. And result for model development or hyperparameter optimization. After tuning, the model performance improved, RBF increased from 0.5946 to 0.5994 and not 995, sorry. And the polynomial kernel increased from 0.54 to 0.57. And this improvement occurred due to the optimization of parameters such as gamma and degree, which help to model better capture nonlinear patterns and reduce overfitting. Next, for model validation, the final result shows the RBF kernel has the best performance with R square on training data is 0.8728 and Q squared are 0.6470 and R square on test data is 0.5620. Although the model is quite good at capturing pattern in the training data, the decrease in the R-square value in the test data indicates the possibility of overfitting. And this can happen because the amount of data is still limited. So the model has not been able to generalize well to new data. Next to conclusion. Okay, the study developed an ACE inhibitors prediction model using Camel algorithm for feature selection and SVM with hyperparameter tuning. And the result showed that the model achieved R squared on training data of 0.8728 and R squared on test data of 0.562. Despite the good performance, there are indications of overfitting, and which can be improved by using large data set and hyperparameter tuning methods. And this study showed that Camel algorithm can improve model efficiency, but further research is still needed to improve accuracy and applicability in the pharmaceutical industry. Okay, that's all from me. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much,
Yeah.
Mr. Raihan. It's a very great insight from you. Okay, now I'd like to open the question and answer session. If anyone here would like to ask question, please push the raise hand button. Okay, anyone? Any question?
I want to ask Miss Widia.
Okay, please push the raise hand button. We have Mr. Andika here that would like to ask question to Mr. Raihan.
Yes, miss.
Please, Mr. Andika, can you open your camera so we can see
Yes.
you? Okay.
Can you see and hear my voice, miss?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So what we want to do is for that thanks for the this presentations, Mr. Ryan. So I'm interested about the model used in on your research. So you use two types of SVM internet, right? The first is linear kernel, polynomial, and irreducible. What I want to ask is, what's the reason you don't try the other ones like sigmoid or Laplacian? Okay. So that's my question. Can you answer?
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Andika. Mr. Raihan, can you address this question, please?
Okay. Sorry, you asked why the reason for not trying other kernels.
Yes.
Okay. Uh, we choose kernel linear, polynomial, and RBF because linear kernel is used as a baseline to compare the performance of simple models against more complex models, and the polynomial kernel is suitable for detecting more complex pattern and interaction between variables. And third, for RBF kernel is very effective for handling nonlinear data, which is often found in the prediction of permacritical compound effectiveness. And we did not use like sigmoid kernel or others because in the preliminary study, the validation result show that this kernel is less stable and has lower performance than RBF. Meanwhile, kernels such as Laplacian are rarely used in SVMs for regression specifically. And so we choose an approach that is more commonly used in similar studies.
I see.
Thank
Okay.
you
Yeah.
for the answer. Can I ask one more question?
Okay.
Um,
A very brief one.
okay. No, thank you for the opportunity. So, I just want to ask one question. What are the considerations you are using IC15 as the target variable in this model? Why not you just use IC50?
Sorry. Can you repeat your question? I didn't hear.
Okay.
Okay.
So what are the considerations you are using to IC50 as the target variable when your model research? Why not you just use IC50? Can
Oh,
you
okay.
really?
Okay. We use sorry. Okay, we use PIC50 as the target variable because uh, PIC50 provides a more linear scale and better normalization that uh, IC50, which often has a scale distribution. And in QSAR studies, PIC50 is more commonly used because it produce a more stable and accurate prediction model. And in addition, the logarithmic scale of PIC50 helps handle large variation in IC50 values, and thus improving the performance of the model and detecting the relationship between molecular structure and biological activity. I
Okay,
think
thank you,
that
Mr.
is
Rai.
for me.
If Mr. Andika would like to ask more question, yeah, you can approach Mr. Raihan after the session, okay? Because Miss Maimuna is waiting to ask question. Okay, Miss Maimuna, please ask away.
Okay, thank you, Miss Widia. Mr. Raihan, I want to ask about uh, camel algorithm. I just found out about the camel algorithm. Is it a machine learning algorithm? You can tell us uh, about camel algorithm and what is the feature in this prediction? Okay, thank you.
Okay, I will
Thank
explain
you.
here.
Good question, Miss Maimuna. Okay, Mr. Raihan.
I will explain camel algorithm a little bit. Okay, camel algorithm is a meta-heuristic optimization inspired by the behavior of camel walkings in the desert, and camel algorithm adapts to the concept of camel trips, and where each kernel represents the route to be traveled. And there are three main factors in the camel algorithm, namely temperature, supply, and endurance. And yeah, these three factors can be seen in, sorry. I'm sorry, I didn't insert to the presentation. Yeah, there are three main factors in the camel algorithm, namely temperature, supplies, and endurance. And for the studies, camel algorithm used for selecting filter and uh, the filter selection is running before model validation with SVM. And that is answer your question.
Okay, Miss Maimunah, if you're not satisfied
Question now.
with,
Miss
yeah,
Raihan.
okay, if you are not satisfied with Mr. Raihan's answer, you can come to him and discuss more about this camel algorithm, okay? Okay, so um, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Raihan's presentation and question and answer session conclude this parallel session. But before I end the session, I would like to ask you to prepare yourself for our photo session, yeah, for our documentation. Please, other participants in this breakout room, open your camera and then we all can take our picture. We have Mr. Andika Rangga, Aditya Pratama, Afra Mahendra, Henry, Rifki Abdillah, Wahyu Nata, Fatan Askar. Please show yourself, turn on the video, and we will have photo session, everyone. Okay, since no one opening their video, let's start our photo session now. Uh, Please, Lucas, yeah, lead us here.
Okay, so we're ready for the conversation. Count from 3, 2, 1. Once more. 3, 2, 1.
Okay, let's wait.
Okay.
Hello, Mr. Fatan Askar and Andika Rangga. Okay, thank you for your participation in our photo session. Let's start again, Mr. Lucas.
3, 2, 1. Maybe once more. 3, 2, 1. Okay.
Okay, thank you very much for your participation. So, on behalf of ICADEIS 2025, I would like to thank all of our presenters for their exceptional contribution and insight. I would like also to extend my gratitude to all participants for their engagement and thought-provoking questions. We hope this session has been both informative and inspiring. Okay, before I close the session, I would like allow me to say a pantun again. Okay, okay, it's our tradition. Okay, makan soto pinggir kali, eh, kasih sambal supaya berasa. Um, eh, Seminar session ini berakhir kali ini. Jumpa lagi di lain masa. So, thank you very much. Please be reminded that the next session will begin at 1. We invite you to stay and continue exploring the valuable ideas and discussions presented throughout the conference. Okay, thank you again and have a wonderful day, everyone. I hope to see you again. Goodbye. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam. Thank you.
Warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you.